Hello everybody! Welcome back to another Thrift With Me video. In this video, Erin and I are at, you guessed it, the Goodwill. We are at the Goodwill. So we drove over, gosh, I don't remember what day this was, but we went over to the Goodwill because, you know, I needed to get some footage for you guys. So my first aisle here is all of the metal and the wood, and I really like looking through that aisle for a couple of reasons. I love to find paintings, and a lot of times they have smaller paintings in there, and I can use them for myself in my own decor. Sometimes, if I find what intrigues me. Other times I can find them for resale. They also have cool things like this. Now, these were Haitian pieces, I believe, but they had a couple of broken bits on them, so I left them there. Tribal pieces, no matter the tribe, no matter the country or the state or where it's come from, they can actually do pretty well because a lot of times, like certain parts of the world or the country or whatever can't get their hands on them. So you put them on eBay, you might be able to make, between $25+. So now this piece right here is the star of the show. Okay, I thought I paid $5.98 for it. I paid $3.98 for it. This piece of pottery, yes, I set it right back on the shelf because Erin was showing me something. I don't know why I did that. Don't ever do that. Put it in your cart. Anyways, I did end up going back to that piece of pottery, but it turns out that that piece of pottery is a very old piece of pottery, which is what made me pick it up in the first place. It's from about 1910 to 1915. It's an old piece of old Tennessee pottery. It starts with an N. I can't even pronounce the name. I don't want to butcher it. I can put a picture on the screen for you. Moral of the story is I did my research. I saw very few, like maybe 2 items, I think, sold recently that were like, oh my gosh, between $500 and $1,000. Now my piece had a chip and it was missing its lid, so I did a very modest $750, and oh my gosh, you guys, it sold within 12 hours for $750 on eBay. That's probably to date my biggest, highest amount, largest profit, whatever you want to call it. I am so excited and I am thrilled. It can't always be that way. I know it's not always going to be that way, but man, that sure feels good. So score 1 for us. Oh my gosh, I'm just beyond excited with that find. That was definitely a treasure, and it is going home to Tennessee where it started off. So now that I rambled on about that, the next couple of things that you guys saw me find, I grabbed a Christopher Radko Santa Claus, which is actually pretty cool. The Christopher Radko company started in the 80s, and it started when his Christmas tree fell over and all of his family heirloom ornaments broke, and he could not find them anywhere. There was no eBay or anything like that, so he had a glass blower make him ornaments and recreate the ornaments that he had on his tree from his childhood. So that is a pretty cool story. I also picked up that gray and black Nate Berkus vase. Now that vase was selling for $10 in Goodwill. It only resells for about $15. So I left that there. Now, if you can find the same thing, but in the ginger jar, that sells for about $55. Here's a piece of Fenton. I was so excited to find that just sitting on the shelf for $3.98. So see the black and white vase in there? That's what I'm referencing. I know I'm a little behind. And that's Santa Claus. I ended up putting that vase back, though, after I looked it up to make sure. I knew he was popular, but, I haven't sold it in a while, so I had to check on what the current status of his items were selling, what they were selling at. So I always check the clear glass, and this is a big part why. Like, this guy doesn't really belong there. It's a little trinket box made out of some kind of like shell. It was broken, but it was still very cool, and that's what made me look at it. I look for crystal. I look for signed crystal. I look for fairy lamps because they get lost in there. There's a lot of cool things that can appear. I look for like sandwich glass. I look for early American glass, all kinds of stuff. Now, I love to always check out studio pottery because it's kind of like art glass. Depending on the signature, can really amp up the amount that it could sell for online. So I always like to check those out. Plus, those handles were like wicked big, so I had to look at those too. All right, you guys, so there is like a couple minutes left of footage in this video, so make sure you stay tuned for that. I wanted to remind you that on Fridays and Sundays here on the channel at 1 p.m. Eastern, we host live sales. So that's where you'll see some of these items that are in the videos and are in the haul videos and stuff. And if you guys ever have questions about anything, if you want information or price points for things, you can always email me and ask. I'm happy to answer you guys' questions. So yeah. Make sure you guys tune in for those things. We do have an Instagram as well. If you want to follow me, I am Chapter 2 Vintage Co. and my husband is Mr. Chapter 2 Vintage Co. We also have an eBay, and that link is in the description box. So be sure to check that out because we post stuff all the time. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Make sure you hit the thumbs up before you leave and maybe a little heart down below. And I will talk to you guys again soon. Bye.